I'm Denton Davidson, senior editor for Gold Derby, here with Ameerah from the Challenge USA. She was the first eliminated from the competition on Sunday after losing to Michele in the arena. Ameerah, I was a Big Brother fan of yours last summer. You went home way too early. You were one of my early favorites to win. And here you go home first. You're not bad at these games. So what keeps going wrong for you?
I okay, I'm glad we're on the same page because I feel the same way. I don't this okay. Big Brother, I get it. I was a threat. I completely get it. So like, I respect it. I'm like, okay, all right. But this game, I was like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, this one was just straight bad luck because I'm like, I thought that Blue was going to go in there and vote in the vets. Like, I thought that this was like a done deal. And so when it came down to my name, I'm like, are you kidding me? Out of everyone, it's me. So I don't know. What am I doing wrong? You let me know, please, because I help me out.
I didn't get it. I didn't get that first vote. Going into this, had you been a fan of the challenge? Because this season features a bunch of CBS reality stars from Big Brother, Survivor, and The Amazing Race. So is this a show you were familiar with heading in, and what made you want to compete?
So I was familiar with it back in the day when it was like Real World versus Road Rules. Like that was kind of like my prime MTV watching. So I knew who these people were. I knew Bananas. I knew Wes. There was a lot of people that I already knew coming in. And then once the Challenge USA came out last year, then I was like, oh wait, I remember this show. I like this show. So then I started going back and watching old seasons. And so I was familiar with all of the vets. I knew who they were. I knew how they played the game. So I was excited to actually get to play alongside them, until I took them out in my brain.
Yeah. And how big was that twist when the six All-Stars then came riding in on those jet skis? Were you feeling like, oh, there's going to be more players, or was that a shock when that happened?
Yeah, it was very surprising. I as soon as I saw them, I was like, oh, we got to get rid of them right now. They've been playing this game for so long and they're good at it. And they've even these eliminations, they play different variations of them. Like they know what to do. They already have the strategy behind it. So I was like, they got to go immediately. We cannot have them. It was, I was kind of bummed, like, come on, this is CBS, this Amazing Race, this is Survivor, Big Brother. And then, we have these like MTV vets coming in. I'm like, let's get them off the network.
So TJ has everyone pick teams, and you ended up on the green team with Desi, Wes, Michaela, Monty, Tyler, Amanda, and Luis. When you see this team, how confident were you about your surroundings at that point? Were you happy with the team you were on?
I was very happy and I was very confident. So I knew that we were a very smart, strategic team. And I know that all of us are athletic and fit. So I was like, we have a pretty round team. I'm looking at the red team and I'm like, oh, that team's kind of messy. And then I'm like looking at the blue team. I'm like, oh, they think they're strong, but it's more than just strength. And so I was I was feeling really good. I was very happy to go on the green team. I wanted to get picked for the green team. And so yeah, once I was on my team, I was very happy about it.
And they did win the next challenge. You were just, I mean, a lot went wrong for you. Um, you ended up losing that first challenge, which was called Storm the Castle, and the blue team won, so they could nominate two players of their choosing. The MTV vets are incredibly outnumbered all around, but Tori and Corey go into this with the blue team, and they just totally dominated the conversation on deciding on you and Luis as the picks to go into the arena. So what happened there? Like, did you get any sort of explanation of why they were targeting you and how these two vets just took over the conversation?
I mean, it shows how good the vets are at this game. I mean, they were able to manipulate them that quick and get them to vote in a rookie. They said that it was because they didn't know me, and that's true. They didn't know me, but I think it all came down to the fact that I was the only rookie girl on my team, and they were targeting Green. I already knew they had relationships with Red, like those were their friends. They're talking the whole time, so I knew it was going to come down to Green, and I knew that there was the potential if the vets got their way that it would be me because I'm the only rookie girl.
There's like Big Brother players like Faisal, who is a Big Brother player, but he has history with the challenge. Do you think who do you think he's more loyal to? I mean, because that sort of blends lines a little bit. So is he easier for Tori and Corey to persuade because he has relationships like that not all of the CBS players have?
Yeah. I don't want to speak for him. I don't know, but in my brain, I think that he has more loyalty to Corey, who's obviously his friend, and Tori, because yeah, we're from the same show, but we don't know each other. He knows them personally. So at the end of the day, I could see him, going along with people that he actually knows versus people that he has never actually played this game with.
What were your thoughts watching it back and seeing the light bulb go off for these players that they need to vote in the vets? Was it frustrating it came a vote too late for you? Because the blue team, they had been stronger, and they could have sent Amanda and Wesson instead of you and Luis. I mean, had they done what the team in the next vote did?
Yeah. I wasn't surprised because that's what, I talked to my team. That's what we would have done. We were always going to vote in the vets. So I was really happy. I mean, obviously I'm sad that I wasn't a part of it and that it was too little too late, but I'm glad that when the green team did get the opportunity, they actually did what needed to be done, and they stood by it too.
Well, you get down in that arena and the odds are in your favor. There were 12 votes for men and just 4 for women. So it looked like Luis was going to have to be the one that had to fight it out. But TJ pulls Michele's name out of that hopper. So going in, Michele and Desi were the only women who received any votes. If you had to pick, who did you want to compete against? Was it Desi or Michele?
I mean, I didn't want to compete against any of them. Let's be honest. Michele is a Survivor champ. Desi is a beast. I watched her in one. I didn't want to go against either of them. If I had to choose, I would have chosen Michele because I have less of a relationship with Michele than I did with Desi. So out of the two, I guess Michele, but I really not ideal.
And then TJ tells you you're playing slam dunked. Now, if this were me, I'd probably be thinking, okay, great. Like no one's hitting me. If I were in arena, I'd feel like I'd rather do something where like it's not like a physical altercation. I don't want anyone touching me. What were
Yeah.
your thoughts about the game in general before it actually happened?
Once the game is explained, I'm like, okay, I can do this. I have a chance at this. The only thing I was nervous about was how cold, because it's cold outside. It's 30 degrees outside, and then the water is freezing cold. So I've never done a cold plunge. So I was like, I have no idea what this is about to feel like. I'm the person that like dips my toe in the pool first before I even step in. So I was like, all right, I don't know what this is about to feel like, but I definitely was like, I felt like I had a chance to win this one. Like you said, it wasn't anything physical. It was just who can get the most balls. It was very straightforward.
What was the most shocking thing about it? Was it the temperature of the water? Like, did it take your breath away? Because I didn't realize it was 30 degrees outside. Like, we see everyone always like looking cold at these challenges, but we don't know what it really feels like.
Right. Yeah, that was the part. Two parts to it. So obviously, once I hit the water, I was like, whoa! It was like a immediate brain freeze where like I just kind of like it's like an out of body experience for a second. But what caught me the most off guard was like you don't have a chance to catch your breath because it's you're down there for 2 seconds. It's like you pull up and they drop you back down immediately. Like literally, I probably take like 3 breaths and then 2, you're doing it again, and you're holding your breath when you go under. I also didn't realize that they were going to dunk me completely under the water. Like, I mean, you're pushed down there. You have to like pull yourself back up with what little energy you have left. But I didn't know how hard it was going to be to breathe. And so that was the part that really caught me off guard between how cold it was and the actual breathing aspect to it. I was like, I was like, I'm just getting waterboarded here. I can't even breathe. So that would be like the tough part for me.
So you're just throwing balls out of this tank. There's 1,500 of them, and then you lose by 18 out of like you both had over 1,300 balls thrown out. So that had to be devastating. What was going through your mind when you were eliminated?
I was very upset. It took like 10 seconds for it to actually register in my brain that I lost because I was still frozen. I had to thaw out a little bit, but I was very upset. I mean, I was like, are you kidding me? Not only am I first, like I tried so hard. I felt like I really gave it my all. And so there wasn't like anything that I felt like, oh, I wish I would have done this or I wish I would have done that. It was just I lost. That was it. And I gave it the best I could. But I was really upset. I was devastated.
Looking back, is there anything that you could have done differently to stick around in the game longer?
Apparently talked to Corey and Tori, according to them. But um it happened really quick. I didn't get the chance to talk to everyone because there's so many people. I talked to a lot of people. I think though that Tori and Corey were going to go after a rookie no matter what. It doesn't matter that who they talk to or anything. So I wish that I would have before, I wish I probably would have done like some cold plunges or something to prep myself for this challenge. I feel like that was the only thing. I felt like it just was the ball wasn't in my court, wasn't in my favor.
How long were you actually there?
Um,
Was it
3 days. I think I went home like the third day.
3 days? Okay. Um, and so what's regular life like for you? Because you do these challenges, you've done Big Brother. I scrolled your Instagram a little before doing this interview, and you look like you're all over the world having a good time. So life looks good. What is the real world like for you, Ameerah?
I, I am extremely blessed. I have an amazing life that like I worked really hard to do what I like to do. And so, I work in corporate America. I'm a UX writer and I love my job. I love my team. I love my company and I work remote. So I'm 100% remote. And so I try to travel as much as possible. I think I've been to 36 countries now. Like I always just try to visit a few new countries a year, but I also love seeing the States too. So like I always try to like stay in different cities, different Airbnbs, staying with different friends. So my personal life is all about traveling and having fun and meeting new people and enjoying new experiences and trying new things.
That if the challenge calls you back, are you going?
I my redemption arc. Come on. I thought it was going to come, for the two, but yeah, I would as long as my job let me, obviously, like I definitely want to come back.
Well, whatever your decision is, it was great seeing you on Big Brother. I had my hopes for you on the challenge, but it just didn't work out this time. Thanks for sitting down with Gold Derby and best of luck for whatever comes next for you.
Thank you so much.